I think we ruined school for each other a little bit.
College?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are in.
Are we?
In the AM. Feeling good?
I'm great, dude. I don't know about you.
Well,
I had to wake you up so that we could record this podcast before my appointment.
It's 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not like an abnormal time to have to be woken up.
Yeah.
You're just used to waking up at ungodly hours because you're in the military.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been even worse this week for you, I would expect.
Oh, yeah, because your car. Yeah, I've been giving you rides.
I got into a car accident last week, and I haven't had my car for the entire time this week. Shit happens, I guess.
It's all good. Just been driving to work. It's all good.
I might have to go car shopping again this weekend, for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a newer Hyundai Sonata,
Just
because
a new
I really liked Sonia. You know, she was
reliable.
She was reliable. Yeah, she didn't.
She was
didn't have
kind.
any problems.
She was gentle, loving.
Yeah, as kind and gentle as a.
That was weird. We need to thank a couple people for some cool stuff.
Yeah, we do.
So
okay, so our intro was made by Artur Cary. He has a YouTube account, The Work of Artur. We're gonna be linking all of the people that we're thanking. We're gonna be linking their work in our video. So please check them out. Our intro was done by Artur Cary. I just want to say, Artur, thank you. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you, Artur. Thanks. Man.
Also, our music was done by Chase Webb, the one and only Chase Webb.
That fat beat.
One of my Navy buddies, and he's a fucking killer. He's opened up for Asher Roth before. Did you know that?
That's super cool. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a super talented dude. And I just want to say, Chase, thank you. Everybody check out Chase Webb's music as well as Artur's YouTube channel. They're both really talented dudes.
Yeah, and like he said, we'll put links in the description of the video so you can see where to find them. We have one more thing that we need to do before we can do anything, and that's we need to rectify an injustice.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Taylor Sheridan is real.
Taylor Sheridan is real.
Last week
we were talking about Ty Sheridan and X-Men and how he plays Cyclops and about Ready
I
Player
said
One.
Taylor Sheridan.
He let it slip.
And then I was like, who is Taylor Sheridan?
And we didn't know. But I come prepared with the internet. And Taylor Sheridan is literally an Oscar-nominated screenwriter.
Hell or High Water.
Both Sicarios. Wind River, written and directed.
Incredible director and writer.
Written and directed by Wind River. So we just need to do a big shout out to Taylor Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan.
We know you're real.
We disrespected.
We think you're very talented. And we apologize for not realizing on the spot who you are. Yeah, I think that's the justice, the injustice, and we have rectified it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about nonsense.
Oh God.
I'm still waking up.
So I'll warm you up with. How much? So you were just on your phone.
Yeah.
How much of the internet have you looked at today? Have you been on Reddit?
No, I saw a Bleacher Report update, something about Khabib wanting to beat up Conor, and I had a notification from Facebook about something at work.
Dog, there's something bigger.
What happened?
There's something bigger.
This happened like since I went to bed last night to now. What happened?
So, on Reddit Gaming, there was a huge drop. Apparently, there was leaked footage of a Harry Potter RPG that is in the works. And I have it pulled up right now. You're about to watch it.
You're gonna make me watch this live?
Oh yeah.
Without my glasses?
There's no sound.
Okay. Leaked footage. No, don't give me my glasses. Don't worry about it. Do you know what this is going to be on? Is it like a PS4 thing, or is it? Oh, is that Harry? Okay, here we go. Going in, we got the Great Hall. We're moving around. Looks pretty. Oh, custom. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Custom character.
There's a character
these kids are looking
creation
wild.
slide.
Owls that they're doing some transfiguration. They're in the herbology houses. They're doing some potions. We're in Diagon Alley. We're in the what is that?
Right? I'm glad you don't know what that is.
Fantastic beasts and where to find them. Okay. Lumos, baby, light this place up. This looks pretty. Ooh. We got magic happening. Okay. Weird creatures? What were those? Like trolls?
Yeah.
Troll? That's not a troll because we've seen a troll. Trolls are giant in the Harry Potter universe.
Can there be smaller trolls?
I mean, I guess potentially. Maybe they're
Maybe they're baby
goblins
trolls
or something. No, because we've seen goblins too. I don't know what that was.
Well, goblins are even
Yeah,
smaller.
goblins are even
They're
smaller.
really small.
Like Warwick Davis plays a
Yeah.
plays. Oh, there's a troll.
That's a troll.
Yeah. Was that back to the beginning?
Yeah,
That's back to the beginning.
Yep.
Whoa! And this is all leaked. So somebody was like, "Yo,
So apparently,
do you know off the top of your? It's Rocksteady." Whoa.
okay, so I'm not sure. Like, there's obviously because it's leaked footage. There's a lot of like mystery as far as who's making the game and stuff like that.
Well,
from what I've
it
researched,
says Rocksteady.
it
Right
says
there.
Rocksteady right there, right? But that's just the title on Reddit. Apparently, another so Avalanche. So there's Avalanche Studios and Avalanche Gaming. They're two
Okay.
different developers.
Okay.
And apparently, Avalanche Gaming has the rights to Harry Potter games. to make
Okay,
Harry
so
Potter
here's a
games.
weird thing. I know that they're making they made and are making another
mobile game.
Harry Potter AR game like Pokemon Go style.
Right.
Apparently the one
It's the
that
people who made Pokemon
yeah,
Go, right?
Niantic or Niantic. I
Yeah.
don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. I've never played the one that was out. I think you played a little bit of it. I heard it
Yeah.
sucks.
It is great for like
20
for
minutes.
a couple hours, like for like a couple hours until like all of the free to pay shit really.
Oh,
starts
it's got a
fucking
bunch
you.
of pay to play.
Like
Get out of here with that EA nonsense.
like yeah, there's just a lot of like constantly waiting for you to go to the next class and stuff like that.
yeah, okay, that's stupid.
So it's like Clash of Clans. Like
Yeah.
in order to, you know, like fucking learn Expelliarmus. You know, you have to like wait to go to a class, and then
okay.
the more actions that you take for each action, like there's a certain amount of time required, and
So
like you can buy that time through fucking jewels or whatever.
Okay,
Like,
so
there's a lot of like
I play
mobile
I
gaming
play
pay to play bullshit.
I play Pokemon Go. I mean like pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't start playing it until like 6 months ago maybe. Because when it first came
I played
out,
the first version
Well,
for
when
like
it-
2 weeks straight.
when it first came out, I didn't have a phone capable of running it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Pokemon. I played like every Pokemon game. I fucking love Pokemon.
Right.
So I missed out on the like phenomenon of Pokemon Go.
Right.
But I've been playing it ever since they announced Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of had a resurgence
Right.
because people were like, "Whoa, Pokemon's going to be available on Switch." So it kind of brought back the interest, and people started playing Pokemon Go again. And the one thing that I've learned and noticed is that they apparently improved Pokemon Go a ton from when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of changes. They listened to feedback, and I'm wondering if maybe they'll do something like that with the Harry Potter game that's on mobile. But
It's super fun. Like
Yeah.
if it didn't have the pay to bit like play shit. Like
you want to know another weird thing? I'm like terrified of playing games like that because I know they're gonna sort you, and I'm so like, I identify myself so hard as being a Gryffindor,
Right.
and it's been proven by sites like Pottermore and other things that I am a Gryffindor, and I'm just so afraid that like, what if I've changed? What if I'm in Hufflepuff? Like I don't like Hufflepuff to me is like the number 2 house that I would want to be in, but I don't want to be in it. I wrap my identity around my Gryffindorness. What do you got there?
Top comment here. You can go ahead and read it.
I can go ahead and read it. Unannounced Harry Potter RPG, top comment. This whole long comment? Oh, is this like a description?
Yeah.
Set in the 19th century.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's even before Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
19th century Wizarding World. This third-person open-world action RPG game centers around your character with unique abilities who has earned a late acceptance to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. You are a newly arrived 5th-year student to Hogwarts that demonstrates a latent gift for magic with unique ability to track and identify remnants of a potential ancient power. That's kind of weird. That's not very Harry Potter-esque. That's like
just having the power to.
yeah, like it's like a.
I mean,
innate.
who
an innate
knows
specific power. It's
who
kinda
wrote
weird.
who knows who
Yeah,
wrote this,
yeah.
where this is coming from. But
There's
like,
more.
yeah.
Upon arrival, strange events begin to materialize in the Forbidden Forest, and trouble begins to brew within the castle walls. together with Professor Elazar Fig. Shout out to Mrs. Fig's like dad or grandpa. That's pretty cool. You embark on a journey through both familiar and never before seen locations
Who is
to
Mrs.
bring
Fig?
light the truth behind these mysterious occurrences. Mrs. Fig is the squib who lives on Harry's street growing up.
Yeah, dude, that's a
She
fucking
is
reference I wouldn't have
She
got.
is the key witness in his trial in the 5th book, even though she's kind of unreliable.
That's why, like, it's like sometimes I'll be able to pick up on shit like that, and sometimes I won't. Like, that's why when I saw that beast, I was like, I've never fucking seen that thing before.
That squid monster.
Yeah.
It was like a squid big cat.
Yeah, it looked like a
Davy
baby
Jones.
Cthulhu.
Davy Jones as a jaguar.
Looked like a baby 4-legged Cthulhu.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was cool looking.
Yeah.
So, oh man, this is really cool. This is a really cool idea.
It's dope, right?
Like
The entire time I was playing that mobile game, I was
You were
like,
like, I wish
if
there was-
someone would just make a fucking Harry Potter game
Well-
that was a great action RPG,
Yeah.
then you would.
but
it would
like
be
you can
super
say that
fun.
about a lot of things.
True.
It's like the best. To me, it's my favorite kind of game.
Yeah.
Like open world. I mean, this obviously isn't gonna be open world. It's gonna be in the castle. But I wonder how open the castle will be to you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of. Oh my gosh, there's so many like questions this brings up.
Yeah.
How is the sorting gonna work?
Right.
Can you just like pick your house? Can you? What are the characters gonna? What kind of Easter eggs are gonna be from the characters? Like whose like grandparents are gonna be in classes with
yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's dope, right?
That's really cool. I wonder if like it being leaked is gonna like mess with anything.
Honestly, okay. So apparently, the person that posted the original Reddit video was in a shopping mall, and someone approached him to watch the trailer and take a survey for $8. And apparently, like phones were not allowed.
Yeah.
But they didn't confiscate the phones.
Rookie move.
Is it though? Like,
Do you
if
think they maybe wanted it to leak?
leaking something
Maybe.
is a really good marketing tactic?
Well,
It's
okay,
hype as fuck.
Okay, what if it is Rocksteady? And you mentioned that Avalanche has the rights. What if Rocksteady was like, screw it, we're gonna make this game. 'Cause this game's gonna be dope.
Dude,
And then they were like,
no
we'll get it
idea.
leaked. So it's like it forces people to get it made.
Yeah, I have.
And they get like they're just like Avalanche, just hit us. We'll pay you a little cheddar.
I didn't see
Give us a little
anything
rights.
online that like had it connected with Rocksteady other than
Other
that
than the
Reddit.
title of the
so I don't
post?
know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
what's
It
going on,
looks really
but
cool. It looks
someone
pretty.
did make that, right? And
Yeah.
it
That's
looks
real.
like a real game.
Yeah.
Unless someone is just like out there creating fucking like fake animations
Game
for
trailer leaks.
yeah.
That's a lot of work for no reason.
But yeah, that I saw that this morning and I was like, holy shit.
That's
Fucking-
awesome.
Me and Kyle need to talk about this.
That's really cool. Did you ever play like the older Harry Potter games?
I think I played Chamber of Secrets
Like,
on the original Xbox.
Do you remember like running around and collecting Birdie Bots every flavor beans and like I don't know if you ever played the first game, but there's like a scene where you have to run through the library to escape the troll and you're like running on the bookshelves.
Oh no.
You never played that one?
So I didn't play that one. I played one on original Xbox, and I played another that was on like Game Boy Advance.
Ooh.
And
Deep
there was
cut.
a part where you had to sneak through the part of the library, the restricted, section of
yeah.
the library, and like all of these. I don't know if it was like filch or prefects that were like in the
Probably both.
and they had like flashlights and you had to evade them like.
That's
and
cool.
I hated that part because like I wasn't a big
it's
fan of like sneaky games.
stealth
Yeah.
missions are always contentious in certain types of games. I only bring it up because like that's literally the only. So like my whole life I've been behind on video games. Like I didn't have a game system until I was in high school. I got an Xbox like halfway through high school, and I still have that Xbox. I can't play any modern games. Like I want a PS4 so bad to play games like Spider-Man, God of War, and The Last of Us.
I want to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn for sure. That's another one. So there's like all these awesome games that we can't play, but like one game I played growing up was the first Harry Potter game on like a crappy computer, and that was like the only game I ever played from those Harry Potter games because I couldn't even run. I don't think I ever finished it because like it kept crashing the computer. That and the Spider-Man game that I played. I don't remember which Spider-Man game it was, but the first level you fight Scorpion, or early on in the game you fight Scorpion, and I would always get in the middle of fighting Scorpion and my computer would crash. And I tried to replay that game so many times because I thought it was so cool. I was like, I'm going to keep trying to play this Spider-Man game even though it keeps crashing. I didn't care. I just kept trying. I just kept playing like the first level.
Fucking 2K.
Yeah, you go on 2K.
I play a shit ton of 2K, but like
hard binges.
I can't play my GM anymore because the file's corrupted.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I legit, like, every time, like, I'll go through all of the intro bullshit, like, with all the story. Like, this is my GM, not my player.
Yeah.
But, like, there's all of this stuff where you're talking to an owner and stuff, and, like, I'm getting through it, and then you get to the first draft, and I try to get Luka Doncic every time.
Is that on 2K?
Brings
the new
me
2K,
right out.
Or is that on 2K18?
That's 2K19.
It's a new 2K.
2K18 was
That's
the
so
only
weird.
one out of the last 3 where my file didn't end up corrupting. I love 2K. I play a shit ton of 2K.
Real beef. You got some real beef with 2K. Just like
I got beef, but it's also like I
mean,
I
you
don't
still
like
play it a
people that
lot.
beef too much that are like, oh, like 2K is the
Yeah.
worst game. Like, no.
Well,
it's a
I
fucking
mean,
great game.
2K is so much better than Madden.
Yeah.
I still play like I just
I haven't
mentioned.
played Madden
I still have an
in
Xbox
forever,
360. I still play Madden 11. 2011. Cam Newton doesn't exist in that game,
Mm-hmm.
but I stand by it. I think
Yeah, fucking Josh Freeman is still the quarterback for the Bucks.
Listen, dude, it was his rookie year. He's an A in
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
Chad Henne is an A in potential.
Oh,
There's some bad ratings in that game. Ooh, in hindsight, baby. Ooh, it's bad.
Hindsight bias is fucking rampant with shit like that.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's like any sports game. They're always going to try to make sure the rookies are good.
Uh-huh.
So, especially early draft picks.
Yeah. No, but like hindsight is like you see people's hindsight bias like so easily especially when it comes to draft shit on NBA. Like when you look back at all of the Sixers picks for the past like
I'm
5,
sure like
6
Julie
years.
Okafor is like a 98 in potential or something.
Well, but like in real world, you're like, oh man, the fucking Sixers missed out on Giannis. Like, like it's so easy to play that game to be like, oh man, imagine the Sixers if they had
never missed
all
on a
of
draft
these,
pick ever.
if they had Porzingis and Giannis and Joel and Ben, like how nuts would that team be?
Pretty nuts. But like
fucking gross, dude.
Less shooting than they have now, though.
True. But I don't think that shooting would be a problem with a lineup like that. Porzingis is a great shooter. Joel wasn't shooting well.
Joel shot horrible last night. Well, from 3, he shot. So, he was barbecue chicken in the post.
The Magic and the 76ers played preseason last night.
Chris was very excited,
and I'm a huge Orlando Magic fan. And my second favorite team is the Sixers.
His Mo Bamba fever is real.
Mo Bamba has his own song, dude.
Listen, Sheck West is not. I'm not gonna say anything mean about Sheck West, but let's just say I don't listen to the song Mo Bamba.
For those that don't know who Mo Bamba is or Sheck West or any of this shit. So Mo Bamba is a center that was drafted by the Orlando Magic for this season. He's a rookie this year. He's picked number 6 overall.
Long boy.
And he's super long, really cool dude, really cool personality.
Longest
wingspan of the NBA. I think he has like a 9'6" wingspan, which is the longest, not the longest ever though.
Oh, it's not?
No, I'm pretty sure Manute Bol had the longest one.
Oh, okay.
He had something like a 12-foot long wingspan.
40-foot long wingspan. I am Godzilla in human form.
He just stood at half court and blocked shots. But Mo Bamba apparently went to high school with Sheck West, and Sheck West, he told Sheck West, he was like, hey, can you drop a line or something? Like about me in one of your songs, and Sheck West came back with an entire song entitled Mo Bamba, and it's a fucking hype song.
It's not. I listened to it for the first time.
If I were you, I would describe it as lit, but I'm not you.
Okay.
I'm not you, so I wouldn't.
Well, don't act like you don't say lit.
Okay, like I
Eventually
described last week,
you're gonna slip up.
Only do it ironically,
No,
and I hate myself because of it.
You admitted to you used to do it ironically, and then you just started doing it out of habit because you learned that it's a good term.
Not that it's a good term. It's just out of habit. Habit works that way.
But yeah,
What was your big sports news that you wanted to drop? Or
Okay,
sports thing that you wanted to talk about?
it's more of like I don't know if philosophical is the right word, but the ideas that this brings up. So it stems from football, but I think it relates to all sports. Over the weekend, Earl Thomas got hurt. Looks like he broke his leg or fractured his leg or something like that. And I think you saw he like flipped off his own sideline as he was carted off the field.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that in and of itself is like so different. Like normally you see someone getting carted off and the fans are cheering for them and they give the thumbs up or whatever. Yeah. He straight up just looks across the field and he throws the bird up. And everyone was like, who's he flipping off? Was it Pete Carroll? Was it just the team as a whole? And, no one knows specifically. But just to set the stage a little bit on like what this made me think about. He's in like a contract dispute with his team. He's 29 years old. He's in the last year of his contract. He's debatably the best safety in the NFL. But he's about to hit that golden age of 30, where at the NFL you become,
old news.
Old news in the NFL at 30. I mean, maybe like 32, but running back specifically 30. So he's close to the end. Uh-huh. He's 29. His whole thing was like he wanted the Seahawks to either extend his contract to give him long-term security or trade him to a team that would. And the Seahawks had a very high value on him. I think the rumor is that it was like they wouldn't budge past a second-round pick for him. And also, they just couldn't agree on a number for a contract extension, if they were even willing to do that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not an NFL insider. I don't know what the talks were. Right. The thing that this also relates to that's so fascinating to me is Le'Veon Bell, the running back on the Steelers. He's franchise tagged this year, which means he gets paid the average of the top 5 highest paid running backs in the league. And it's the second year in a row, I believe, that he's been franchise tagged. He obviously wants...
And players don't like when they're tagged.
No, they hate it because you have no long-term security.
Right.
So the way the rules work is weird. He can basically hold out until like week 10 and then if he comes back and plays, he plays out his eligibility basically, and the franchise tag will count. If he doesn't play after week 10, it basically is like the year doesn't count. So the Steelers could just franchise tag him again. So he's been holding out during the season. Last year, he held out just the preseason and training camp. He's been holding out so far this whole season. And he just announced yesterday that he's going to come back in week 7 after their bye week. The thing that's so interesting to me is the ire that things like this bring up in fan bases. This weird mentality that people have where if you put yourself above the team and your own security and long-term security specifically, how much people will hate you. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting to me. And I mean, I think in a lot of player league issues in most sports, I usually side player. But the idea that like fans would turn against someone who...
They're players because they're sort of against the team.
Yeah. Because they're like, you're hurting my team, so I can't like you. And then, Earl Thomas does what those people would consider the right thing, and he comes back and plays without long-term security.
Right.
And his exact fear happens. He breaks his leg at 29 years old. He's probably done for the year. Mm-hmm. He might never...
And who knows what's going to happen with his career?
Who knows if he's ever going to reach athleticism? He might not be able to get something better than a 1-year deal in terms of quality money. Mm-hmm. Like some team might be like, we'll give you like a 3-year deal, but the money value won't be your worth. Mm-hmm. And he's going to basically have to go out again on another 1-year deal and prove that he can still play. Mm-hmm. And that's like, it's so unfair.
Mm-hmm. I think it's hard to grasp what an athlete goes through, and it's hard to, well, it's also hard to, it's hard to feel sorry for an athlete when they're making
exorbitant amounts of money. Yeah. But you also have to realize I can never blame a guy or girl in any sport for wanting to get what they can while they can, because your window's so small. Your window to make money for your whole life is 10 years on average. Like it's less than that on average. But like if you are successful and you make it to your second contract, you probably have about 10 years to get all the money you can for you and your family and your kids for your entire life.
Right.
Because most athletes don't have a backup plan. And like those that do, there's charismatic ones that can move on to do TV.
Right.
And there's some people who, they got their degree while they were at school. But most athletes, especially in basketball, they're 1 year and out. A lot of football players they're 3 years and out, and they're getting to the league as quick as possible.
That's why there's like a lot of people really respect Shaq, because he had somebody who was setting aside money throughout his entire career so that he could, and he made a lot of really good business
Financial decisions. That's another thing. A lot of athletes just make horrible business decisions. Not everyone's LeBron.
Because they're fucking kids, man.
Yeah,
like
they're if you're given,
so young. Like,
I mean, if you're a rookie in the NBA and you get drafted high, you're what, millions of dollars as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old. It's crazy.
What are you fucking gonna do with that shit? Like,
you're gonna stunt.
You're gonna give me millions of dollars at 19? I wouldn't be here making a podcast.
You know how much Chick-fil-A I would have
I'd be
bought?
Bora Bora, dog.
Oh man, yeah, it's just like this weird. I don't know. I don't like the idea of hating on a player for trying to get what they deserve. And like, if anyone deserves a long-term contract with guaranteed money, it's Earl Thomas, a dude who's given his body and heart and soul to that team and has been to Super Bowls and was part of the Legion of Boom and all-time great defense. Like, it's just weird. And like the Seahawks dealing with all of those guys has been seedy. They kind of like forced Cam Chancellor to retire, and Richard Sherman, kind of got run out, and now he's on the 49ers. It's really weird. I don't know.
Do you think the Seahawks are like, that's why they're so hesitant to deal with Earl Thomas? Is that like they're trying to rebuild this team?
They're certainly in an attempt at a quick rebuild, because you have to strike while you have a franchise quarterback, and they have Russell in his prime. But they've gotten so much worse since they were in the Super Bowls. Their defense isn't what it was. Their offensive line is garbage. But I don't know. They've done like a weird amount of losing quality guys ever since that Super Bowl where they didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch and Russell threw the pick and the Patriots beat them. It's just like they had a meltdown after that. It's really weird. But it's not about the Seahawks. It's about the idea that people
of what like someone like Earl Thomas is going through.
Yeah.
It's tough to grasp. Like, imagining me
trying to relate to that is super hard.
Yeah, like, so I'm technically on contract right now, but
yeah,
like nothing can change from that contract unless
you can't you can't be like, I'm not coming into work until I get more money.
Yeah. I can't do that. But I also, like, if I get hurt, I'm set for the rest of my life.
That's true.
Is the difference. You know what I mean? I'm not just...
So Eric Dickerson is trying to make that a thing for NFL players. And, like, he presented it... He was like, us in the Hall of Fame should receive, a certain amount of money for the rest of our lives. And people were like, screw you for just going for the Hall of Fame guys. Like, what about everyone who puts their body on retired?
The line?
Especially in football. Like, we have learned at this point that you are literally shortening your lifespan by playing football. And it's like it's now a weird like back and forth thing, because now we know the dangers of football, and the guys that play football are okay with it. It's like, listen, if I can play football for 10 to 15 years and make enough money to provide for me and my family, I'm okay with dying sooner. And it's a really sad idea, but I understand it, because it's what you do. It's what you're good. It's what you're great at. It's very interesting. But yeah, that was my
so you brought up something last week about like trying to like get a little bit more personal on a podcast, so people actually know who we are.
People who don't know us that hear this are like, who are these random dudes?
Well, because there's even people like that probably listen to us that do know us, that don't really know who we are, like that don't understand who we are and what we're trying
people that are
to
just like
do.
Acquaintances and
Do you want to go first, or you want me to?
You go first.
Okay, all right.
Ladies
so
first.
Those that don't know me really well, my name is Chris. Hi. My entire life, all I've really wanted to do is create. That's what makes me happy. Like, as a kid, like playing with Legos and shit, like that's when I was at my happiest. And I realized throughout high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a psychologist. Like I found like that kind of stuff interesting.
You still do.
Yeah. Like, and and it's still, like all of the stuff that I learned through taking psychology classes is like applicable to.
Oh yeah, for sure, to writing.
Yeah, to writing.
Creating, yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so right now, like all I've been doing for the past 6 years while I've been in the Navy, I'm a mechanic in the Navy. All I've been doing for the past 6 years is writing because it's the easiest way to create. And like, it's something that you can do with just a pen and a paper.
Yeah.
Like, so this is going to get super personal.
Ooh.
Like, yeah. So, I had problems when I was on the ship, and I had I was struggling through a lot.
Yeah.
Because I joined the Navy in order to get the benefits once I get out. They give you free college. I knew that being in the Navy like sort of straightened out my brother's life, and my oldest brother like always wanted to go into the military.
A lot of your family's been in the military.
My oldest brother went into the military. Or went in the Navy, and like he did really well for himself. And my middle brother Keith, like he joined the Navy and he did really well for himself. So I had two older brothers that both did the same thing, and I was like, why not just do that? Because like we both failed out of film school. Or
UCF shout out.
Yeah.
National champions.
Thanks UCF. Yeah. But once I failed out of college, I wanted to straighten my life out. So I went into the Navy knowing that while I was in, I could write. I was going to get free college, and I can go to film school afterwards.
Boom.
And now, fucking 5.5 years later, I get out in 3 months.
Yep. We're so close. It feels like it's taken like we've been planning on like moving to California and trying to chase the dream for so long since we were pre-dropout freshmen in college.
yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane how long it's been. But to finish my story. So I was struggling through a lot while I was on the ship, and I ended up getting taken off. I was hospitalized for depression, and it's something that I've been struggling for a long time with. And I think it has a lot to do with my environment. You know, the fact that I'm in the Navy and it sucks. It just sucks. Like the Navy, there's a lot of great things that the Navy has afforded to me. I've met a lot of amazing people through the Navy.
But that day to day.
But it's just, you know, it's just a lot of shit that just doesn't vibe with me. It doesn't vibe with who I am. But for the most part, I've made it. We still got like
we're so
3 months
so
left.
close. You can do it.
Still got 3 months left. I'll be fine. But yeah, like, and I am the most happy when I'm creating.
We're creating a podcast right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is a form of creation, and yeah, that's pretty much who I am.
That's your self pitch.
Yeah, that's my self pitch.
Right,
who are you, dude? Who is Kyle?
Who am I? I'm Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
And
welcome.
And I am a podcaster. This is Podcasters Anonymous. So we grew up basically in the same town. We went to elementary school next door to each other. Chris went to like public school. I went to Catholic school for 9 years. I was raised super religious, stuff like that. But I switched over to public school in high school, and it's kind of weird because like we went to high school together, but we have these weird joined memories where we remember the same thing happening, but not each other being there. Like we remember having the same conversations with the same person during football practice and not having the other one of us be there. It's so weird. But so you mentioned growing up, like you kind of always, you know, creating. I was kind of similar. I was always, you know, coming up with weird ideas for things, and you know, I was playing with toys when I was a little kid. But my thing was like my whole life I wanted to be involved in football in some way. So like obviously when I was a little kid, I was like, I want to be a football player. And then, you know, I wisened up and I was like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially after I tore my ACL, it was like, you know, no chance at that. But as I transitioned, I was like, you know, I can't be a football player, but I could be a coach or a GM. And there were times in middle school, I used to bring a notebook to school and I used to just draw football plays. I still am. I still love football. I was just so fascinated with, you know, the strategy of football and stuff like that. when I went, so, and then in high school, I met mutual friends of ours, are like best friends in the world that we're still friends with, and I've lived with several of them, and I love these guys to death. But they kind of like opened me up to this sort of thing that I always liked, but I didn't realize how much I liked it. This world of like movies and video games and stuff like that, and storytelling. And
You said before that that's like what you think is like one of the most important things in the world is storytelling.
yeah, and I kind of discovered it in a weird way. I was in an acting class, and we did this like exercise where you basically pick what you think is the most important thing in the world, and then you look at the person, your partner, your scene partner or whatever, and you argue your case, but you never stop talking, so you're both talking at the same time. And the test is to work on your listening. So you're supposed to be actively listening and debating with what they're saying while you don't stop talking. And everybody picked love and family and friendship, really important things, but that basic bitch shit. And I was like, I want to be unique, I'm special. So I was like, I'm going to do storytelling. And I went up there and I like started doing my argument. I was like, oh my God, I'm right. It's so important to me.
Yeah, you didn't even realize like you were trying to pursue being different, being unique, and didn't realize that like it was just your like subconscious like opening
telling
up
me,
and like breathing this truth into your reality.
which is kind of cool. But but this was after we both got into UCF. We were roommates with 3 other guys our freshman year. When I went to open house, I went with the intention, signing up, and you sign up for your major and everything. I was like, I'm going to be a sports management major. My parents were both there with me. And I remember going around, talking to different, there's all the people for representing majors and stuff like that. And I remember I saw a creative writing like booth. I was like, you can do that? That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing that people do. I had that same reaction like when I realized that I wanted to be involved with filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like throughout all of high school, I was making videos and stuff because like whenever we had to do a project on a book or something like that.
Legendary Macbeth
I
project.
was always Beowulf.
Beowulf, Beowulf, that's right.
But I didn't realize until that Beowulf project. I mean, that was senior year of high school. I had made at least a dozen videos throughout all of high school.
Yeah.
Anytime that there was a project, if there was like some type of video option, that's what I was doing.
That was you did, yeah.
Because it was the easiest
and fun
and the most fun,
yeah.
And it was the thing that I was best at, but like it was very easy to impress teachers, So
they were like, look how much work he put into this.
It was an easy A.
Yeah.
But I also got to hang out with my friends while I was doing the project.
I had a similar situation with senior year because of the friends we made. They were on what was called the Beach at our high school, which was the school news. But like they just made really goofy, videos for it and stuff like. And I would come in. I had first block off. I would just come in and film stuff with them.
Yeah,
it was just so fun.
Yeah.
So that was like the beginning of sort of thinking about it. And like when I went to the open house in college, I was like, you can just do creative writing. So I went up to my parents, and I thought they were going to be like mad at me. Because like my whole life had been like, this is what Kyle wants to do. I walked up to them. I was like, I want to do creative writing. I want to major in creative writing. And they were like, all right, do whatever you want.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you don't care? They were like, no, it's your life. Do whatever you want. And I was like, oh, awesome. Okay, I'm going to do that. So, and then obviously, school didn't. I think we ruined school for each other a little bit.
In college?
Yeah.
Yeah. All we did was fucking watch
all
Netflix.
All we did was watch
Redbox.
Redbox
dude. Was the thing.
We went to Redbox. Right. It was like pre-Netflix.
Fucking Redbox.
Yeah, we basically we were roommates, and we had a third in our room specifically, and we had a third roommate who was never there. Shout out Tommy, love you, man. But we basically did nothing but watch movies and TV. I watched all of Smallville in a month. That's 10 seasons.
It's really easy when you
don't
have any
else.
obligations.
Yeah.
It's really easy when you don't have
so
to
we ruined college for each other, but kind of opened our eyes to long-term more what we wanted to be. And like the weird thing, like that's when we really became, so close because we, like I said, we knew each other in high school. I have a really touching memory of you in high school, actually. I don't know if I've ever shared it with you. Do you remember the website Formspring? It's very mean.
The anonymous.
It's a very mean web. It was a social networking site where people would anonymously say things about you. Somebody was very mean to me once, and I remember it said Chris Stott just said like, Kyle's one of the nicest dudes that I've ever met, and you're a jerk for like treating him this way. Something along those lines. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I barely even know that guy. That's so nice. And then we ended up living together. And now look at us. We're on the internet. It's really sweet.
Yeah, I didn't mean any of that.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't mean
Yeah,
any
you
of that. I think
did.
you're a fucking jerk.
That was for your public image.
I think, yeah. Yeah. My PR person told me to put that on there.
Your high school PR, baby. Hey, high school PR is a real thing for people. Where does that get me? So that, I don't know. I've gone to like acting classes and, you know, been writing.
But that idea that like the having an occupation that's like attached to your passion is so it's everybody has that moment where they're like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that for a job.
Yeah.
Because like when I made, so my last project for high school as far as a video was a Beowulf project, and I only had like 3 days to make it, and I used like half the class, and there was like props and all of this shit, like put in a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, it was.
I was out literally like the entire night before, because like it was due that Friday.
You had to edit and everything.
And that Friday we were having this big like feast. Where everybody was like bringing in food, and we put all the tables together, and
geez, you had a dope teacher.
and we were going to air all of the video projects.
Okay.
And I think there was only one other group that made a video project. And they did theirs, and then I did mine, and I was up the entire night before editing this project, and I was fucking like, my mom woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and saw me still editing, and she was like, "Are you serious?
What's
Are you
wrong
still
with you?
doing this right now?" And I was like, yeah. And she was like, take it to school, but like I'm coming back to get you at like lunch. So went in, dressed up as Beowulf, played this video, and I remember like,
you went to school dressed as Beowulf?
Yeah.
Oh, you went all in.
Well, so like I had normal clothes too. It wasn't like I spent the entire day dressed as Beowulf. No, I just like brought them with me and stuff, and we like, it was a really cool event. And I remember how shitty the video was, but like how fun it was. Yeah. That everybody was like seeing themselves on screen and stuff, and everyone really liked it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I want to do this. Like fucking. Then Miss Killian came up to me, and she was like, "What do you want to do after? Like, what do you want to like go to college for?" And I was like, I was interested in psychology and stuff. And she was like, "Why don't you be an actor? Why don't you be a director or something? Do something with film."
Dude, shout out Miss Killian. That's awesome.
And I was like, oh shit,
I can do that.
I could do this. Like that feeling that I had today, like I could have that again.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
But like that fraud complex is so like popular.
We talked about that kind of recently. Just like hanging out. That idea that like we were talking about just with this specifically having it. Like what right do we have?
Who cares about what we have to say? Why? Yeah. What is important about our podcast?
My mom cares.
Oh yeah? Does she listen?
I don't know.
Shout out to Miss Wiswell. Hi, Mom. But yeah, like what do we have to say? What is important? I don't know. But I think that the best thing about this podcast and like at least the mentality that we have to have is if like we have to have the mentality of if we're only making it for ourselves, then that's all we need, you know. Like if we're making the best podcast possible to us, that's what then
matters.
then that's what matters.
Podcasting's all we got. And each other, I guess. For now.
Yeah, for now.
Until you run me out of here.
For now.
With your nonsense.
For now.
Yeah.
All right, dude. You want to wrap this up?
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah. Do some shout outs?
Do some shout outs? Did you go first last time or did I go first last time?
I think you went first last time.
Do you want to go first this time or do you want me to go first?
Brought up Saba. All right, so no, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Because I'm excited about this. Okay, so shout out to Why the Last Man.
Ooh.
Why the Last Man is
Our
my
Wi-Fi
favorite.
is named after Why the Last Man.
Why the Last Man is my favorite graphic novel of all time. For those of you that have no idea what Why the Last Man is, no one knows what Why the Last Man is.
It's
when I
weird.
bring up Why the Last Man, nobody, like, people know Watchmen. People know like really big graphic novels, but they don't know Why the Last Man, and it's fucking incredible. So, Why the Last Man quick pitch is about Yorick Brown, who is so a contagion hits the world that kills every male species of human, animal, and plant, right? Except for this man, Yorick Brown, and his monkey named Ampersand.
What up, monkey?
And it's just this, it's just a really incredible graphic novel written by Brian K. Vaughan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
that's
yeah,
cool.
same guy that made Saga.
Yeah.
Have you read Saga? I haven't gotten to it yet.
No.
But yeah, if you got some time and to dive into Why the Last Man, do it. It's a fucking incredible graphic novel. My favorite of all time. Probably one of my favorite things, period.
Favorite
Movies,
stories.
music, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the Last Man?
Shout out Why the Last Man. My shout out is for a buddy of mine. He goes by the name of Rogue Waves on Twitch. You can catch our boy, another dude we went to high school with.
Oh, can I do a double shout out?
Ugh.
I'm doing a double shout out, dog.
You're interrupting my shout out?
Yeah, because you brought up Twitch, dude.
Are you interrupting my shout out?
Continue.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Anyway, Rogue Waves on Twitch. He streams a lot of. He streams probably like at least 3 times a week. Keeps a pretty regular schedule. You can hit him up on Twitter. He tweets about when he's streaming and stuff at Rogue Waves. But he streams a lot of like games like The Witcher and stuff. He'll play through games. But the specific shout out that I want to give is for when he streams Overwatch with our friends, because we refer to them on the internet as the Grimble Boys, and they go just bananas on Overwatch, and they're super funny, and sometimes they get super frustrated. They get really tilted, and they get real mad, and it's just really funny. It's a lot of fun to watch them. Like, I can't fathom what's happening when I watch Overwatch, but
It's too much.
Here's like the weird thing is I know, because of just like being friends with them, I know a lot of the Overwatch lore and like a lot of the Overwatch meta, even though I've never played it.
Right.
But it's so fast what's happening. I can't keep up.
Yeah, you're recognizing like, oh, this player did this and this player did
Yeah,
this.
it's
Like,
just
there's
like,
so
oh
many
wow. So like
different elements
even
that
if
are happening at the
even
same
if you
time.
if you can't really keep up with what's happening, their personalities are so much fun, and they're so silly and goofy. And yeah, just check out Rogue Waves on Twitch and on Twitter to see when he's streaming. That's my shout out.
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback on that shout out.
Okay.
I got another Twitch streamer.
Okay.
My buddy Stephen Brown,
Yeah.
also known as Pranock, Prannock, Pranock on Twitch. He is legit ranked like top 250 in North America for PUBG.
Oh wow.
He's a fucking monster in PUBG.
Okay.
And he's trying to get his Twitch off the ground.
Yeah.
So if you guys like Twitch, if you like PUBG, go ahead and follow him. He's a fucking killer. He's a really
Nice.
cool dude too.
Shout out. So if you're watching this video on YouTube and you think to yourself, I would really love the soothing sounds of Kyle and Chris's voices in my car or while I'm doing the dishes, or if you have one of those dope jobs where you can listen to podcasts all day at work.
Yeah,
If you do
If
that,
you have that, or if you just don't want to look at us,
yeah, that might be part of it.
if it's too much
I don't
to
blame
take
you.
in,
I don't blame you.
if it's too much to take in.
You're so moved by it. I don't know. You can find us on all podcasting platforms now, or all major ones. We got real excited yesterday. We found out we were available on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, which I don't think it's as much of an achievement as it
No,
really is.
we were just really excited about it because we were like, that's what we use.
One of my buddies, one of my Navy buddies, like texted me on Instagram, and he was like,
he slid into your DMs.
"Oh yeah, he DM'd me and was like, can't like anybody go onto Apple Podcasts?"
Did he see the video we put up?
This is how I responded. I just go, no, we just really like Wicked.
That's true. We do really like Wicked.
I've never actually seen it though.
But you know the music.
Yeah, I know the music.
And like you dated a girl in high school who was like in like Ubalate and stuff, so you were like exposed to
The
that.
first time that I ever heard Defying Gravity was hearing Ubalate sing it.
Yeah, dog.
And it was fucking
Our
incredible.
high school Ubalate was amazing.
They were killer.
They were amazing. I mean, so was our band. Shout out.
Yeah,
I was
it was a really
I
good
was in
music school.
band. Yeah, we were
good
awesome.
music school.
Anyway, you can find us on pretty much all podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, any of those other ones that no one knows about. Shout out
Overcast,
to those.
Radio Public.
I've never heard of them, but we're on them.
Mm-hmm. Pocket Cast is another one.
And if you are already listening but you want to look at our faces for some reason, we are on YouTube at The Chris and Kyle Show. If you hop on those when you check it out, if you like us, rate, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share with your friends, tell people about the show if you like it. I think that covers everything, though.
Yeah, no.
I believe that brings us to being out.
We out.
We out.